Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a new puzzle from a new setter today. We're looking at Supernova by Armadoku, and I mean I doubt that title is deliberately intended to tie in with Oasis reforming and their champagne supernova, but you never know. But you can see the kind of star exploding in this grid. And I'm wondering, as I look at it, has nobody ever thought to do a puzzle that is basically based on one arrow circle before? Because I think Armadoku may have achieved something rather brilliant here. We'll see when we tackle it. I'm guessing, random guess this, because I haven't got a tester report before me, that this is going to be quite approachable. So do feel free to give it a try on the link under the video. If you don't normally try the puzzles, give this one a go. And again, I will do the advertising at the end today. Let's just look at the rules of this. So let's start with normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 going in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits along an arrow sum to the number in the attached circle. Now there are a lot of arrows. In fact, let's count the tips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 different arrows in this puzzle. So here's one, here's one of them. Those digits add up to the circle. They can, of course, include repeats, and once you get to 4, they must do. Here's another long arrow, but there are also slightly shorter arrows around. So those 3, and these will all add up to the same total which goes in there. You can work out how those arrows work yourself. Obviously, you'll have to. And finally, digits joined by an X sum to 10. So those 2 digits will add up to 10. It's a very simple rule set. It's a great idea for a puzzle. Really looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Okay, so I'm very tempted just to write a 9 in the circle, but we will work it out. Okay, we can work it out straight away from this arrow. 3 digits there. At their absolute minimum, those digits would have to be a 1, 2, and a 3. So I'm marking those possible candidates because I can then see that these 2 digits in box 2 must be at least a 1 and a 2. And once we've assumed those minima, we're already up to 9 as a total, and now I can write 9 into my circle validly, logically, fairly, and therefore I have done it. Now, there are other long arrows. This one is going to have exactly the same constraints. 1, 2, 3 in box 9, and 1, 2 in box 6. I'm going to mark up this arrow is just as long, but it passes through 3 boxes. So it doesn't obey the same rules. We don't find a 1, 2, 3 set and a 1, 2 set. Now I'm torn between trying to do Sudoku and trying to do pencil marking. Well, let's do pencil marking. So here we've got a 1, 2 pair. So we're already adding up to 3 plus whatever this is, it could be a repeat, gives us 4, 5, or 6. Now to get to 9, we need 3, 4, or 5 after that. But we can't have a 3 because we've used 3 in one of these cells. So that is 4 or 5. And this, therefore, is 2 or 1. It can't be 3 anymore because we would get up to at least 10 then. So we've also got a 1, 2 pair there. That adds up to 3. We know this is a 6. That is straightforward. We know this is a 6 because of this arrow. It's exactly the same. That's good. This is 7, 8, or 9 based on the X adding up to 10. This isn't as simple as I thought it might turn out to be, which is great. We like a bit of crunch in our challenge. Now, that can't be 1 or 2. That's not very helpful. I am going to have a look at this line because this can't be a 1, 2 pair because it would break that cell. If you put 1, 2 there, you'd have nothing left to write in column 4 there. So this is at least 1, 3 equals 4, plus a 1 here would be 5. plus a 1, 2 here takes us up to a minimum of 8. So there's 1 degree of freedom there. So if this isn't 1, 2, it's 1, 3. And because these can't add up to more than 4, given that 1 degree of freedom, they must include a 1. I'm going to mark that in the corner, therefore. And this now can't be a 1. Similarly, this pair can't be 1, 2, must be at least 1, 3. There's 1 degree of freedom on this line, so it can't be more than 1, 4. And it must include a 1 again. And that means this doesn't include a 1 in the same way as we had in column 3. So that's the 2. This is now a 1. And there goes our degree of freedom, which was founded on 1, 3, 1, 2, and 1. Just checking my maths. Yes. The degree of freedom has now disappeared, as this can't be a 1 anymore, now that we got that 2 and 1 resolved. So this becomes a 2. This is now a 1, 3 pair, and this is a 1, 2 pair. I can take out the corner marks, and this has become a 3, based on the 1, 2 pair. This is a very clever puzzle, actually. That now sees a 3 and a 2, so it's a 1, and on the X we get a 9. That 2 is looking across here, so we get 1, 2, 1, and then a 2, 3 pair down there. This can't be 9 anymore. Now, this pair adds up to 8. Maybe, well, it could still be 1, 7 or 3, 5 in either order. So I'm going to do this pair instead. They add up to 9, but they can't use 1, 2, or 6. And that means it's a 4, 5 pair. I'm going to place 1 in this box. By Sudoku, actually. I've got 4 1s looking into it, and they rule out all of those cells. I was actually doing it by the arrow, but never mind about that. Didn't matter. Now, this is at least a 3. That's at least a 2. But this is at least a 3. It's in a box with a 1 and 2. So now we can fill in all those minima, because they add up to our potential total. There we go. 3, 2, 3, and 1 equals 9. So that gives us a 6 on this little arrow. The 1 there is now looking across at 3, so we get another 1. Can we complete 1s in the grid now? I've got a 1 in box 4 in one of those positions. No, a 1 in box. Yes, I've got a 1, 2 pair looking at one of those positions. So I'm left with just 1 X-wing on 1s. Now, I've also noticed, look, talking of X-wings, there's a 2 in one of those cells and a 2 in one of those cells. Those 2s are going to use up the available 2s in row 8 and 9, and also in box 7 and 9. So the 2 in row 7, where is that going? It's got to be here. And that means we can add up this arrow, 2, 4, 5, this is a 4. This arrow has been crying out to be completed. I've only just seen it. That's a 7. This is either 3, 6 or 4, 5. If it's 3, 6, it's in that order. If it's 4, 5, it's in that order because of the 6 and the 4 in column 5. Now, I haven't come back to this for a while. We've got 3 already on this arrow. So these two add up to 6. They don't include any 1s, and they can't be a 3, 3 pair because of that. So it must be a 4 and a 2, and now we can write them in. And that's almost all the arrows done. Okay, this one I said was either a 1, 7 pair, which it's not now, or a 5, 3 pair, which it is now, and I've got that 3. So I know the order. Now I know this is a 3, and that's a 6. And this arrow is done. Those add up to 4, so that's a 5, which I could have got from there. And this 4, 5 pair are not resolved, but I can write 9 in the box and a 7, 8 pair. This box needs a 4 and an 8, and the 7, 8 pair that I've just put in resolves that. The 4 then bounces back like Tigger at the 5, and we need to complete the row with a 6. This row needs a 3, 7 pair on the X and a 5. This row is a 4, 8, 9 triple in which 2 of the candidates are removable. This row is a 7, 8, 9 triple, which is going to inform me on the X. Yes, once 7, 8, 9 are ruled out of this X, it's a 6, 4 pair. These are 3 and 5 by Sudoku. It's a bit of a surprise to me. I haven't been able to disambiguate any of those digits. I don't think I can identify that either, except that it's 7 or 8. Okay, let's look in this box. 6, 1, 5, 2, 3. 4 has to go there. Remember, there's a 4, 6 pair looking at all of those cells. But then again, everything else is 7, 8 or 9 in this box. But look, we've got a 7, 8 pair in column 8. So that's where 9 ends up. Now we've got a 7, 8 pair in row 8 as well. But I'm going to look up column 8, and that's now a 5, 6 pair. That digit is 7 or 8, because where can I put a 4 in column 9? Only there. So that digit's 7 or 8. And these are again from 7, 8, 9, but that one can't be 9, so we've suddenly placed 9 there. This is now a naked single, which means it sees all the candidates in some way. 1, 2, 6, 9, 3, 4, and 5, 8, all the candidates apart from 1. It's a naked 7. And that's an 8, and that's going to inform a lot of these triples that we had going on. Oh, not all of them. Still got 5, 6, and 7 to put here. It's a 5 to complete row 2. That's going to unwind the triples. We get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. And we've finished columns 1 and 2. Interestingly, it's still 2 arrows to complete down here. Everything else is done down there. That 6 is looking across here. I do have a 7 or 8 looking across here as well now. So they're all done. And this is a 9. 4, 5, and 8 up here. 1, 6 pair down here. That's straightforward. 1 and 2 there. 3 and 2 here. Now I can use the X, although didn't need it. Well, I mean, I probably needed it to narrow things down earlier on, but I didn't specifically need it at that point. 9, 5, and we've got 8 and 7 to put in there. And we just finish off now with an 8 and a 5. So that Supernova was over in a flash, appropriately. There we go. That is excellent. Thank you, Armadoku, for sending that. It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining that you've basically managed to create a grid from one arrow circle and a number of arrows coming out of it. Very interesting. I like that. And a very approachable solve, as predicted, I think. So delighted with how that's worked out. That's an excellent puzzle and most enjoyable. And we do like bringing you approachable puzzles because for some people it's the first one that we've put on the channel that they've ever done. So I hope there's somebody out there that this applied to for this puzzle, because it's a very satisfying feeling when you get such a neat puzzle, no digits in the grid, and you can just fill it all in. It's marvelous. So we very much thank Armadoku. And now I'm going to mention that if you join us on Patreon, there's a lot more content, and it involves some very hard Sudoku solves that Simon's done in the past, some crosswords, including very hard ones that I've done, but other stuff too, some connections videos where I play the New York Times connections game every few days, and some puzzle packs that are absolutely marvelous. And I'm thinking of Rockrat Zero's 600k Bang, which is actually not a pack but a huge 5-part Sudoku puzzle that is all interlinked. It's great fun. There are, of course, our monthly rewards like September's Hollywood Lunchbox, many other things. So do join us on Patreon. And if you like these approachable Sudokus, of course, get our app, CTC's Approachable Sudoku. It's been out for a month and a bit now, and it's very popular. And there are loads of puzzles that you really can do in it. You just need to persevere if you're new to it, or plow through them if you're not. Anyway, an absolute pleasure having you with us. There's also Sven SUDOKU PAD and our merch in the links under the video, as well as the link to this puzzle. Thank you for watching. We will see you again next time. Bye for now.